You've been told your whole life that drinking water is good for you, right? That it hydrates you, that it helps digestion, that it's essential for life itself. And all of that is true, but here's something most people don't realize. The timing of that water, especially around meals, can radically impact your blood sugar. Yes, the very sugar levels that influence your energy, your focus, your cravings, and even the risk of serious health problems over time. Now, picture this. You sit down at a table after a long day, plate full of food in front of you, and you instinctively reach for a glass of water. You think, I'm doing the right thing, I'm healthy, I'm hydrated. But what if I told you that single habit, something you do without thinking, could actually spike your blood sugar, silently sabotaging your metabolism, your energy, your goals? Suddenly, something as simple as a sip of water becomes not so simple after all. The first thing to understand is how your body handles the food you eat. When carbohydrates hit your stomach, your body breaks them down into glucose. This glucose enters your bloodstream, and insulin, the hormone responsible for controlling sugar levels, does its job. Ideally, it works like a well-oiled machine. Blood sugar rises slightly after a meal, insulin releases to normalize it, and energy is released gradually. This is the balance everyone wants. But here's the catch. Water isn't just water when it comes to digestion. Drinking large amounts of water with your meal can dilute the gastric juices that are actively breaking down your food. When your stomach acid is diluted, the food doesn't break down as efficiently. This means the nutrients, especially carbohydrates, are released into your bloodstream faster than expected. Faster release equals faster absorption, and faster absorption equals spikes in blood sugar. That stable, calm rise you want, gone. Replaced with sudden surges that can leave you jittery, hungry sooner, and craving sugar. Some people think, I'll just drink water to slow down the food and help digestion. That's intuitive, but the truth is more nuanced. It's not the water itself that's bad. Water is life, but timing is everything. Drinking water before a meal, 30 minutes prior, primes your system. It hydrates the stomach lining, prepares the digestive enzymes, and actually helps your body process food more efficiently. After a meal, a small sip here and there is fine. But chugging a full glass while chewing every bite, that's where the problem begins. Let's break down what happens inside your body when blood sugar spikes. First, there's the immediate effect, a surge of energy followed by a crash. You felt it, you leave the table feeling full, yet an hour later you're craving something sweet, reaching for the nearest snack. That's your blood sugar talking. Your body struggles to stabilize itself because it was forced to deal with an unnaturally fast release of glucose. Over time, repeated spikes like this don't just affect your energy, they train your body to expect these sugar highs and lows, paving the way for insulin resistance. That's the root of type 2 diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and a cascade of other health issues that seem distant when you're young. But that builds silently, step by step. Now imagine you could change that pattern with something as simple as water. Not magic supplements, not expensive diets, not hours at the gym, just timing. Imagine drinking a full glass of water 20 to 30 minutes before your meal. You arrive at the table already hydrated, your stomach primed, your enzymes active. You eat, and your blood sugar rises gradually, predictably. Energy is sustained, hunger cues are respected, and cravings, they start to disappear. The cycle of highs and crashes ends, and what replaces it is clarity, control, and consistency. Some people argue, but I've always drunk water with meals and nothing's happened to me. That's where patience and observation come into play. These changes are subtle at first. You might not notice the spikes immediately, but your body keeps track day after day, month after month. Small habits compound. That 8-ounce glass of water with every meal becomes a series of micro spikes that, over time, shape how your body reacts to every meal. On the other hand, adjusting that habit, waiting a few minutes, hydrating beforehand sets your metabolism up for success every single time. Let's take a moment to talk about mindset. The reason this is so powerful is that it's not just about blood sugar. It's about reclaiming control. So many people feel at the mercy of their cravings, their energy levels, their weight, their health. They think these things are random, dictated by genetics, luck, or the scale. But here's the truth. You can influence them with intention, even in small, seemingly insignificant ways. Drinking water at the right time is one of those ways. It's a small act of discipline with massive impact, a habit that teaches your body and your mind that you are in control, that your health is in your hands, and that change doesn't have to be painful or complicated. And here's the beauty, it doesn't require perfection. You don't need to become obsessed with every drop of water or every meal. You just need awareness and a simple shift. Hydrate before your meals. Eat with mindfulness. Limit water intake during the meal itself. Observe how your energy feels afterward. Notice the difference in cravings, focus, and mood. This is not theory, it's practice. It's experimentation with yourself as the lab. Think about all the advice you hear on health supplements, exercise routines, complex diet plans. Most of it is overwhelming. But here's something simple, actionable, and free: water timed correctly. The impact on your blood sugar can be immediate. The impact on your habits and health over months and years, monumental. You are literally giving your body the tools to stabilize itself, to function optimally, to break free from cycles of sugar highs and crashes. You may feel tempted to dismiss this, to think it's just war. But consider how small changes create ripples. A habit that seems minor today can determine whether you live a life dictated by constant sugar highs and energy crashes, or one defined by steady, sustainable health. Your body is listening. Every sip counts. Every timing choice sends a signal. Either you're helping it regulate or you're adding stress. And if you want control over your energy, your focus, and your long-term health, this is one of the easiest battles you can win. Water is a tool, not a weapon. Food is fuel, not the enemy. Combine them intelligently, and suddenly your body isn't fighting against you, it's working with you. You are guiding the process. You are shaping the outcome. Every conscious choice around hydration and meals is a vote for a body that functions better, feels better, and reacts predictably. It's empowerment at the most fundamental level, the level of biochemistry, of metabolism, of life itself. And here's what most people miss. The moment you recognize this, you become unstoppable. You realize that health is not some abstract concept reserved for the few. It's built from choices as simple as the order in which you drink your water and eat your food. That's it. That's the lever. Small, actionable, consistent. You have the power to reduce blood sugar spikes, improve digestion, maintain energy, and even influence long-term health outcomes with something as straightforward as this. So when you sit down for your next meal, think differently. Prepare your water beforehand. Respect the timing. Observe your body. Notice how energy flows differently. Notice cravings fading. Notice focus sharpening. This is not magic, it's mastery over the simplest, most overlooked element in your life: water. You are the orchestrator. You are the one setting the pace for your metabolism, the rhythm for your energy, and the tone for your health. Every meal is an opportunity to practice, to reinforce, to transform. You've underestimating the power of water, of timing, of intention, and now you know better. You've seen the mechanics. You've glimpsed the impact. The choice is yours, and the effect is real, measurable, and profound. A simple shift in habit, executed consistently, can stabilize your blood sugar, elevate your energy, and redefine your relationship with food. Most people think of water as a neutral peer in digestion, something you can drink anytime without consequence. But the truth is far more nuanced, and it starts with the timing of when you drink. Drinking water with your meal isn't just a harmless habit, it actively changes how your body processes the food on your plate. When you eat, your stomach releases gastric juices, strong acids, and digestive enzymes that break down proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. These acids are carefully balanced to ensure food is broken down at the right pace, so nutrients are absorbed steadily. When you flood your stomach with water while eating, you dilute those acids. That dilution slows digestion in some ways, but accelerates in others, particularly with carbohydrates, causing them to be absorbed faster into the bloodstream. A faster absorption of sugar means your blood sugar levels spike higher than they would have naturally. These spikes are subtle at first, but repeated over days, weeks, and months, they train your body to react unpredictably. You start to notice your energy swinging, one moment alert, the next sluggish. Hunger comes back sooner, often with cravings for sweets, bread, or quick carbs. The very act you thought was helping your digestion, drinking water during your meal, is setting off a chain reaction that affects insulin, glucose, and ultimately your metabolism. Your body is forced into reactive mode, constantly trying to stabilize itself from these spikes. Over time, these repeated surges can contribute to insulin resistance, a precursor to more serious metabolic issues. Drinking water before your meal works in the opposite way. When you hydrate 20 to 30 minutes prior, you are preparing your digestive system rather than interfering with it. The stomach lining becomes hydrated, enzymes are ready, and gastric juices are at their optimal strength. When food arrives, your stomach can break it down efficiently, releasing glucose into the bloodstream at a controlled pace. That controlled release prevents the sharp spikes that rob you of energy and trigger cravings. Instead of a roller coaster of highs and lows, your blood sugar rises gradually, allowing insulin to respond naturally, and your body to extract energy in a stable, balanced manner. Even the size of the water intake matters. A small sip during the meal is perfectly fine, especially if it helps with swallowing or enjoying the food. The problem arises when large volumes are consumed while eating full glasses or bottles at the table. That large intake overwhelms the digestive process and increases the risk of rapid glucose absorption. It's not the water itself that's harmful, but the timing and quantity relative to the food you are eating. Understanding this is about more than just blood sugar. It's about taking control of your body's responses. So many people feel at the mercy of their energy levels, their cravings, or their weight, thinking these are random or uncontrollable. The truth is, why? Our body is listening to every choice you make, even the seemingly trivial ones, like when you drink water. By making a small adjustment hydrating before meals, you can guide the process instead of fighting it. You can stabilize energy, reduce cravings, and improve how your body uses the food you eat. This habit also has a ripple effect on overall health. When blood sugar rises gradually, you protect your metabolism from unnecessary stress, reduce the burden on your pancreas, and support long-term hormonal balance. You give your body the conditions it needs to maintain stability, which affect not just weight and energy, but mental clarity, focus, and even mood. That simple timing shift turns an everyday habit into a powerful tool for metabolic health and long-term well-being, demonstrating that mindful changes can create major impact over time. When it comes to health, most people think transformation requires extreme measures, cutting entire food groups, running hours on a treadmill, or taking endless supplements. The reality is far simpler, yet far more powerful. Small habits practiced consistently have a compounding effect that can reshape your body, your energy, and even your mindset. One of the most overlooked examples is how something as simple as drinking water at the right time can influence your blood sugar, digestion, and metabolism. You might think it's just water. How much difference can it make? The difference is enormous because small habits accumulate silently, shaping results in ways that are invisible in the short term but dramatic over months and years. Consistency is the key. Health is not built in isolated bursts of effort, but in daily, repeated action. Every time you hydrate before a meal, every time you choose to sip water mindfully instead of gulping it while eating, you are training your body to respond in a controlled, stable way. You are creating patterns in your metabolism, sending a clear message that your body can trust the process of digestion and blood sugar regulation. This isn't about perfection. It's about repeated intentional choices that, over time, become automatic and transform your physiological responses. Those micro decisions, multiplied across weeks, months, and years, become the foundation of long-term metabolic health. Cravings are a perfect example of small habits compounding into big effects. Many people blame themselves for sugar or carb cravings, assuming that willpower alone will solve the problem. But cravings are often the result of repeated spikes and drops in blood sugar triggers that you unknowingly reinforce with poor timing of hydration, snacking, or meal composition. By adjusting small habits, such as drinking water before meals rather than during, you reduce those spikes. Slowly, over time, your cravings diminish. You start noticing a natural, effortless regulation of appetite. What seemed like a matter of willpower is actually a matter of biology responding to simple, consistent habits. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity. It doesn't require expensive equipment, complicated meal plans, or hours of research. It requires observation, intention, and small adjustments. You start by noticing the pattern. How do you feel after meals? When does energy dip? When do cravings hit hardest? Then you apply a minor change and observe the outcome. This process of conscious experimentation reinforces not only better metabolic health, but also a sense of control and agency. You are no longer a passive participant in your body's responses. You are an active guide, influencing how your energy flows and how your metabolism functions. These small habits ripple outward, affecting more than just blood sugar. Steadier energy means better focus at work, improved mood, and reduced stress on the body. When your system is less taxed by constant spikes and crashes, inflammation decreases, hormonal balance improves, and even sleep quality can benefit. The impact of small habits compounds across every system in your body. One seemingly minor change, like timing your water intake, can cascade into improvements in weight management, mental clarity, and overall well-being. The mental aspect is just as important as the physical. Small, consistent habits build confidence. When you see that a simple change leads to measurable results, you realize that transformation doesn't require massive effort. It requires smart, intentional, and repeated actions. This mindset shift is crucial because it encourages a sustainable approach to health. Extreme diets and punishing routines are rarely maintained. Small habits, compounded over time, create momentum that feels natural, achievable, and empowering. You are building a system, not chasing a quick fix. Ultimately, small habits teach the body and mind that health is predictable, controllable, and cumulative. The more consistent you are with small choices, hydrating at the right time, eating mindfully, observing your body's response, the more your metabolism, energy, and overall well-being stabilize. What begins as a simple, almost imperceptible change eventually becomes a lifestyle that supports long-term health, resilience, and confidence, proving that the power of transformation is built on the foundation of tiny, consistent actions. Most people go through life feeling like their health, energy, and focus are things outside of their control, dictated by genetics, luck, or circumstances. They wake up tired, struggle through the day, battle cravings, and think, this is just who I am. But the truth is far more empowering. Awareness and intention are the ultimate tools for taking control of your body. Every choice you make, even seemingly minor ones, sends signals to your system, shaping how your metabolism, hormones, and energy behave. This is not theory, it is biology responding predictably to your actions. When you understand that, you realize that control is not only possible, it is within your grasp. It begins with paying attention. Awareness is the foundation of empowerment. Most people eat, drink, and move on autopilot. Meals are rushed, water is gulped without thought, and energy dips are blamed on external factors. But when you start observing your habits, how your body feels after meals, when cravings hit, when energy drops, you begin to see patterns. You notice that blood sugar spikes after drinking large amounts of water with food, or that your focus is sharper when meals are consumed in a steady, mindful way. Observation is the first step in taking control because it gives you the information you need to make conscious choice rather than react blindly to your body's signals. Once awareness is in place, action follows naturally. The power comes not from willpower alone, but from deliberate, consistent behaviors that guide your physiology towards stability. Drinking water before meals rather than during, taking time to chew and enjoy food. Noticing portions and pacing, these small actions tell your body you are in charge. You can trust the process. Over time, these actions train your metabolism, reduce energy crashes, and minimize cravings. You stop being at the mercy of your impulses and start orchestrating your body's responses with precision. Each choice becomes a statement of empowerment, a vote for your health and well-being. Control over your energy and blood sugar also translates into control over your mind. Stable energy levels mean your focus is sharp, your mood is steady, and decision-making improves. You are no longer reacting to every sugar crash or fatigue spike. You can think clearly, act decisively, and pursue your goals without being undermined by predictable physiological swings. This creates a sense of confidence that spills into every area of life. You begin to see that control over your health is not a limitation. It is liberation, allowing you to show up fully, consistently, and energetically in every aspect of your life. Empowerment is compounded over time, just like the small habits that lead to it. A single meal or day of mindful hydration may not produce dramatic results immediately, but repeated consistently, the effects multiply. Blood sugar stabilizes, digestion improves, cravings diminish, and energy becomes predictable. Your body begins to trust you, and in turn, your confidence in managing your health grows. You start to understand that transformation is not an event, but a process built on intention, observation, and consistent action. Finally, this sense of control is deeply motivating. When you see that a small shift in habit, a deliberate sip of water at the right time, can change the way your body feels, you realize that you are capable of guiding outcomes in ways you never imagined. The moment you internalize that, every choice becomes meaningful. You no longer surrender to random energy crashes or impulsive cravings. Instead, you design your physiology with conscious intent. You are not a passive participant in your health, you are the orchestrator. You are the one who decides how your body will respond, how your energy will flow, and how your life will feel. Awareness and intentionality are the most powerful tools available, and when applied consistently, they create profound and lasting transformation. When you look at your habits, your choices, and the way you treat your body, you begin to see the truth. Transformation is built in the small, consistent actions that most people overlook. Drinking water at the right time, observing how your body reacts to meals, and making tiny, intentional adjustment, are not minor details. They are the foundation of your energy, your focus, and your long-term health. Every choice you make sends a signal to your metabolism, shaping how your body handles blood sugar, how it balances energy, and how it responds to stress. Awareness turns you from a passive participant into an active architect of your own well-being. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity. You don't eat complicated diets, expensive supplements, or extreme routines. What you need is awareness, intention, and consistency. Each small habit compounds over time, creating momentum that carries you towards stability, vitality, and resilience. You start to notice the changes, energy that lasts through the day, cravings that fade, mental clarity that sharpens, and confidence that grows because you know you are guiding your body rather than reacting to it. Ultimately, taking control over small, everyday habits empowers you far beyond what you imagined. It proves that your health, your energy, and even your focus are not left to chance. They are the result of deliberate choices practiced daily. You are capable of influencing your metabolism, shaping your energy, and redefining your relationship with food and water. The habits you build today are the foundation for the life you want tomorrow, and every intentional action is a step toward that future. Your body is listening, your metabolism is responding, and your life is shaped by the habits you choose. By mastering the simple, often overlooked details like when you drink water, how you pace your meals, and how consistently you apply these habits, you unlock a power that transforms your health, your energy, and your potential. You are not at the mercy of your cravings or blood sugar fluctuations. You are in control, capable of creating predictable energy, stable metabolism, and lasting well-being. Take these small actions seriously, because they are more than habits. They are the blueprint for your future self. Every glass of water, every mindful bite, every moment of awareness is a vote for the person you want to become, for the life you deserve to lead, and for the health you can rely on every single day. Start now, act consistently, and watch how these small, intentional choices build a body and a life that works with you, not against you, every step of the way. Because real change doesn't come from luck or willpower. It comes from the small, deliberate actions you take day after day, shaping a life of energy, clarity, and control that you can rely on for years to come.